We are joined by the head volleyball coach for the women's team at Dakota College of Botano, Val Rivera. Good morning.
Good morning.
And you've been here for a couple of years now, right?
Yep, this will be my third year as head coach.
Okay, and how have the seasons been going so far?
I think they've progressively have gotten better. I think in means of kind of what we're known for, what we're doing. Obviously, the wins will come when they come, but I think it's more about the student-athlete experience. I think most of our program has seen a lot of girls from a lot of places, and it's nice to have them come through and experience what it is to be here in North Dakota and to play this style of volleyball while bringing their style to our program. So we've had a fluctuation of girls from around the country, from other countries, and so it's nice to build that culture here with being able to have different styles of players and different people coming to Botano.
That's a great way. I guess I'd never thought about it that way, because this, as a 2-year college, you've got a good turnaround of students and athletes. But these students are coming. These players are coming from a place where they were coached by one person for their entire high school career, and now you've got all these different styles to come and meld together. So is that a challenge for you as a coach?
No, I think because I'm from originally from Southern California, so I played with a lot of players from different areas when we got to go play club, and that's when you go play your travel season, and so you get to play with players from everywhere, even though they're from California, but there's just different styles of coaches, different styles of playing. And so for us, it's like being a player and then coming to coach, I think has helped me a lot with being able to just implement what I think, but also being able to implement how a different kid is technique wise, because sometimes you can't break a certain technique, so you just kind of have to go with it. We had one player from Barbados who had the weirdest technique, but gosh, could she pass a ball and people would be like, how's Tennille doing that? And I would say, I don't know. It's just the way she's done it for a long time, and sometimes you can't break certain habits. And in a way, it wasn't a bad habit. It's just not how it's done formally with the technique.
So as a coach watching this, it wasn't frustrating, was it?
No, I think it was only frustrating if she made a mistake, and then you would know why, because you're just like, because your technique was here, or you were there, you were standing straight up, or and she would come back with, yes ma'am, I know, and I'm like, okay, just like, we got to get going, you just go through with the ball. Right. And so sometimes it was frustrating because you knew it was a simple little mistake that because of technique it's different, but she's been playing like that her entire life, so it was just a matter of always reminding her that, okay, we got to play this way, hey, remember, we got to go like this. That way we kept the tempo of the game going, but not too much that she was out of sync and she was just confused as to, oh crap, I'm thinking too much about my technique. Is it left, right, left? Is it this? Is it that? Am I standing up? And so you don't want to confuse the player too much, but you want to give a little direction before you kind of break a habit.
So let's talk about the new season. The new season starts in September, but the coaching, the practicing, that begins very soon, right? Yep.
So our girls are moving in here August 9th. They start on the 9th moving in. Most of them will kind of get here between the 10th and the 11th. And so we'll meet on the 11th, kind of have a team meeting, go over our season, give them a schedule, get the gear, which they're always excited about because it's a little bit Christmas and, in August. And so they get all their stuff. And so we'll get going right away. We get about 2 weeks before school starts where they're living, breathing volleyball. So it's, waking up, do a session in the morning, do a session in the afternoon, and they kind of get to get a little bit of a nap time in between both practices. That way they can, rejuvenate, get back on the schedule, because a lot of them are working, or a lot of them, are really focusing on their training. So it's just kind of getting them back on our schedule. And then we get going at the end of August. We head over to Gillette, Wyoming to go play in a Labor Day tournament against NJC Division I programs. We are NJC Division II, so it's definitely going to be a great wake-up call right away to play teams in a division higher than us. Not saying that they're that much better than us, but it's a great way to start our season, to kind of just give us a wake-up call of like, okay, here we go, because if we're ready to play against those teams, then in our conference we're going to see similar styles of players, so it would be nice to hit them early and not really worry about the results. We're just going to go out there and mesh, see what we look like, because practicing for 2 weeks on our own in our gym is one thing, but going out and playing a game against other people who aren't trying to do something different to you is what's going to really open up our eyes of play. And I think it'll be good for our returners to be exposed right away to our freshmen playing in the game right away compared to waiting to go into conference and playing a team that they've never seen. So going to this tournament in Gillette, I think, is going to really help us tune out the little kinks that we haven't gotten out, because again, playing yourselves is playing yourselves. You get to know your other significant person, you know, in your position, so you know what they're going to do. Compared to when it's a brand new player, you have no idea. So you have to play straight up and see, okay, how is she going to hit the ball? Is she going to do this? Is she going to do that? And so I think it's going to be really good for us to get out there. But yeah, we don't get to be on our home court till September 3rd, but hopefully we can get a couple wins before then, and then come on into the woodshed and have our student athletes behind us and have the general public behind us. It's just nice when we're able to be in our own gym, and especially the home opener.
Yes.
To have the crowd there, just to have our freshmen kind of feel what it's like to play a game in the woodshed when it's really loud and really compact.
And for opening game is against who?
We're going to open up against Williston State.
Okay, all right, and that's on Tuesday, September 3rd.
Yep, at 7:00. So not intervening on any other parts of the schedule. So hopefully we can get the community to come out and everybody to kind of come out and support, but just because we get going before pretty much everybody else on campus and even around the area. So it's nice that we can kind of get our first game underhead here.
And as we're watching the volleyball teams on the Olympics, we can look forward to some very fast-paced volleyball at the woodshed.
Oh yeah, it's definitely just as exciting, as I get on when I watch the Olympics right now and women play here in an hour or so. So it's nice when you have that anticipation of the game and you're just sitting on the edge of your seat. And that's what we want, for us here. And we love that our crowd really gets into it.
Sure,
so it's nice to have that support from the town and support from our community members and stuff.
So just a quick forecast towards the end of the season. How do you see the team doing this year? I mean, I know it's a ways off, but personally, what do you think?
I think with the talent that we're bringing in, I think we are really going to be a step ahead of where we were last year. Last year, the wins didn't come, and so it's really hard to build momentum from there. But I think the group coming in has a lot of enthusiasm. I know our returners are happy to have the recruiting class that's coming in just because they're hungry, right? They want to play. They're happy to play, and so when you're having a good time, the wins come. It's when you struggle and you're not having a good time, I think, is when you lose a lot. And so it's nice having this breath of fresh air coming in with our freshmen that hopefully will embrace our culture, will embrace everything about who we are as a volleyball program at Dakota College of Bottineau.
Sure.
But to be able to just have finally a breath of just, okay, last year's behind us. Let's go. It's a brand new season. What's the worst that can happen? You lose a game. That's okay.
That's at the end of the day, it's all right.
It's okay, right? Like we want to win and it matters to us, but are we doing the little things right in order for us to get there? There's going to be teams that are more talented than us, and that is okay. Are you happy with what you put out on the floor?
Exactly.
Yourself as a player, myself as a coach, like as long as we're okay with the things that we're putting out on the floor, then wins, losses, it doesn't affect, I think, for me, what I see in the game and my love for the game. It won't change because of that. It's going to be the product that I put out with our program and with our players, and hopefully that means the wins come, and then we'll all be really happy.
Everybody's happy. Everybody's happy, including the audience who are watching and who come to the games to see some great action.
Oh yeah, no, it's really nice.
You're going to provide.
It's really nice, and again, like last year, we had our struggles, but our crowd was relentless, and that was the best part. Was that this is what we wanted to create and wanted to know, like, hey, the fans will continue to come back. Why? Because you're playing the game at a level that they don't always see, and now they're experiencing it here. And yes, they want you to win, but gosh darn it, they will cheer for you the whole time because you're going to do things that in a way are amazing to some people, because wow, how can she get that ball? Wow, she dug that ball. Wow, she ran almost into the bleachers. Wow, she did this. And so for us, it's creating that type of culture, creating that, knowing that at the end of the day, our fans are behind us. They will come, they will pack the woodshed, And it's nice to play in an environment like that compared to going to a place where it's super quiet. Nobody's talking.
Oh, of course.
So at least if the team's not talking, the crowd is cheering. The crowd is into it. And so for us, that's what we love about our Lumberjack fans. They just envelop us so well, and they come and cheer regardless of the wins and losses. And we know we have our loyal fans who come all the time.
Right. Yes.
And then we have the fans that will come just because there's nothing else to do. And that's okay. Come and watch us play. You'll have a good time. You'll get to see collegiate volleyball on both sides. I think most of the teams in our conference are really competitive and really great, so it's nice. So come out and watch us play volleyball this season.
And you can watch on Tuesday, September 3rd, 7 o'clock at the Woodshed.
Yep.
Against Williston State College.
Yep. Go Lumberjacks.
You know it, Val. Thank you so much for coming in today, and we want to hear a report, in the season as well.
Yep, for
All right.
sure. Thank you.
I promise? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.